here in India, most of the students who are at 18, 19 go for engineering. Right after engineering, they choose to learn Java course. Is that a really good option?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
Do you know how I got you?
No.
I'll tell you. So I was working in a startup where it provides Hyperledger Fabric services to the enterprises. It's basically a startup located in India, especially in Hyderabad. I was working on Kubernetes part of it. I should make a Kubernetes cluster and I should launch Bevel operator on the Kubernetes cluster.
Yeah.
So this was going on. So I barely know about Kubernetes. So I wanted to know about how to launch the things. And then I came up in YouTube and searched Hyperledger Fabric. Then I came your video then I saw you are the biggest contributor to Hyperledger. Then that day decided I should make a podcast with this man. This man is super interesting because I've seen your pinned Twitter post. It goes like, I started coding at 19 years. I left my job at 21 and I was making 35K per month. So can you tell this story about lefting job, learning coding and being in job making 35K per month, and after lefting job and building your own company?
Well, I started with less. I mean, I started with 16K per year, which is, 16th, not 60, 16th. So, yeah, I mean, I was learning a lot, and I was working like not 9 to 5. I mean, 9 to 9. But because my obsession was to learn about how things work and how to optimize processes. When I see something wrong, and I try to fix it. So that's the main. That's my main focus. And while I learn, it is not work for me. So yeah, I was at that job. This was an entry level job. I started developing with my father. My father taught me to learn, and he was able to teach me the fundamentals. And then he threw me on a project. He threw me in a project, a full stack project with a C#, and then a mobile application. And I was like searching YouTube videos and learning on the way. I mean, I was able to ask my father for tips on how to solve certain things, but it was not like my father did everything. I tried to do like everything by myself, and I learned a lot on that part. So that was when I was 19. Then when I was 20, I joined this company, and then I joined also another company, and then I left. When I was 22, I left the company, and the reason was that I felt stuck in that job. So if I kept going like that, I learned Spring Boot. I knew also databases, but I didn't know much more. So I quit the job. I was also doing the bachelor's degree for computer science. So I focus on that, not much, to be honest. I mean, I focus on my own projects. I made a lot of projects. I had like 250 projects in GitLab. I bought a PC of, I mean, I was creating projects almost every day, and they were abandoned. So almost all of them. So, I mean, and you learn a lot by having an idea,
making projects.
You have an idea, you try to implement it, and then you learn what you shouldn't do, to be honest.
That's a great way to put it.
It's good to know why some things don't work, and the only way to get to know what things don't know is to do them wrong. So I don't think you have any more solutions to that. So I bought a 5K PC and put it at home, and I started to create Kubernetes clusters. I even tried OpenStack, so it was a bit crazy. And by making projects, you learn a lot. And I also got into some other projects, such as an application for golf courses. So we were offering to golf courses an application so that people were able to book certain times in order to play golf. So this was another project that I joined and it failed. So, but you learn a lot. You learn to talk with business owners. You need to you learn to also pivot and make new features fast and consistent. So these were 3 years until I joined. I mean, I wasn't making any money by then, so I needed to go back to the job. So I joined the UIPO, and then I started with blockchain, with Hyperledger Fabric. I had no idea. I mean, I was making some proof of concepts for Quorum with smart contracts, with Solidity, so standard blockchain at the time. And I joined Hyperledger Fabric. It was too complex. I spent 2 months, and then I started with Operator in 2020. Then in 2020, at the end of 2020, I released Operator, and then I started with other clients. So it was an accident that I worked for multiple companies. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. But you make projects, you build projects, you release them, and then in this case, I succeeded in this quote unquote. I succeeded in this project. But from then, I did a lot of projects, and they weren't successful.
So you made projects on Hyperledger Fabric itself, or Hyperledger?
In general. So I have some SaaS also. So So right now I'm focused on Hyperledger Fabric, but I'm also doing some projects on AI by myself.
Yeah. So, that's great.
Yeah. So, but you need to always like keep progressing and keep learning new things, because otherwise you become obsolete, because there is an inflation of knowledge. So what you know now, the companies will not pay you the same as in 5 years. So
you really put it in a great way, the inflation in knowledge. That is really great to hear that. You really put it in a good way, right?
Yeah. No, I remember, I mean, people making money in using HTML 20 years ago, and that is not really something that you can do now.
So I really have this question in my mind, because I live in a city called Kurnool here in India. Here, most of the students, I mean, who are at 18, 19 go for engineering, and right after engineering, they choose to learn Java course.
Yeah.
Is that a really good option? Because you have been working when you are 19, you said Spring Boot and Java. So is that really exist in the industry, Java, or they should go for something else, technologies like AI, blockchain, Hyperledger Fabric, and etc. things?
I mean, at the end, the thing is that Java is usable. So they can hire you. When I say they, consultancies can hire you very fast, because they use Java and they work for big clients. So if you want to go to consultancy, still, I don't know if in 2 years it will be the same, but I think it's a good option. But if you want to build projects and be efficient and be fast, I don't think it's a good idea. I think Python, JavaScript, Next.js also is a good stack in order to make progress and ship projects fast. But at the end, you need to know everything. So, I mean, not Java, there is not a single language. I mean, maybe there is some guy that only knows Go and Rust, and they make very good consensus algorithms. But they are really focused on one task. But if you want to build products and really have a 360 view, because at the end, you want to have as much knowledge as you can.
Yeah.
If you go into a company and you only do the front end, you don't know you don't know how the application works. You
Yeah.
have like one API, and then you don't know how that API works, and then you're fired, and then I think being able to know every part of the stack is very important. And at the start of my career, I was building a mobile application, but I also needed to build an API. I also needed to build an admin panel. So it doesn't matter the language, but you should be able to know every part of the architecture. The front end, back end, databases. Now there is the AI models that you need to know which ones are best for your use case. If you are in blockchain, then you need to know Kubernetes, Docker, CI/CD, all of this. So it's very important to make a lot of proof of concepts for me at least, because you make a proof of concept, it takes you one day, but then you know how to either do one thing, or you know how to not do that thing because it's too inefficient, or it doesn't work.
Okay.
So I think the willingness to learn is very
Okay.
important, and that is
Yeah.
what can. It doesn't matter if it's Java or if it's anything. So that is the
Okay.
most important. I think that is the most important trait for a developer, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know what you
So
think about that.
whenever I meet people like strangers, I go to them and talk to them for a while. I mean, when I'm in working place, I go to people, just random people, and I tell my name and I ask them, what do you do here? And they start saying, and I seek knowledge from them. And whenever I books is a really knowledge hub. I see books as knowledge hub, the
Yeah.
real gold. Yeah, I read a lot of books, not only in development. I read psychology books, I read economics, and a lot of things. mm, and books, people, and podcast are the biggest source of knowledge, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, for my experience, I mean, I don't read books, but I listen to podcasts, and I listen to a lot of people, or also on Twitter, which is
Yeah, yeah, Twitter
very,
is
very
is
good.
a great place to be in.
Yeah, especially if you follow the right people, because I mean,
Yeah,
in Twitter
yeah.
you can be on the politics side. If you are in the technological side, and then psychology side,
Yeah.
you can learn a lot of things by snippets. I agree that books are the best way if you choose them right. But yeah, I mean, everyone has its own ways to
Yeah.
to keep up to date.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So.
Then, so tell me, as a solopreneur, you're a solopreneur, right?
Well, I'm in the mix of everything, to be honest. I mean, I'm
Mm.
working as a freelance for some companies, and then
Okay.
I'm trying to build products on the side. So I don't know how to define myself. I just do
Okay.
things.
You
So
just do things, whatever it takes to do things. Huh?
yeah, I mean, in Hyperledger, I did the operator, and this is why I'm known. But
Mm.
uh, right now, I'm also doing a proof of concept of how to generate diagrams with AI and technical documentation. So I mean,
Mm.
I'm in the. I try to keep myself up to date, because
Yeah.
you never know. And I also have other projects which we can discuss later. So
So,
yeah, go ahead. It's too hard by
do you,
myself.
do you suggest people to learn Hyperledger Fabric in order to get jobs or start their business?
Well, in India, I think so,
Mm.
because there is a lot of companies, no? A lot of companies are using Fabric in India. You have
No,
the
I don't.
national corporate payments, no?
No, I
Using
don't think
Fabric.
so. They are using nobody's know Hyperledger Fabric here. I mean, a lot of tech people know, but I don't think so. Companies using Hyperledger Fabric. They are
No?
really? Maybe,
Well, I
maybe.
don't know. I mean, in
Mm.
Spain,
Mm.
there is not Hyperledger Fabric, to be honest. In
Okay.
Europe, I think it's on enterprises, to be honest.
Okay.
In big enterprises, and they don't talk a lot about
Mm.
what they are doing.
Mm.
So
Mm. Okay.
I think the usage is high. It depends. I mean, I wouldn't learn Hyperledger Fabric just for the sake of learning it. I would learn
Okay.
it if you see a position
Mm-hmm.
where Hyperledger Fabric is required. As an employee, as someone that wants to work in Hyperledger Fabric, then, I mean, you can do some proof of concepts and then I recommend this a lot. I mean, you develop a proof of concept, and if you are applying for a position that is using Hyperledger Fabric, then you have an edge because you already know the technology and uh, you can also guess what are the problems and how you can help them. But just learning because of the sake of learning, I will learn AI to be honest, rather
because
than Fabric.
because AI is really in boom in 2024 and 2025, right?
Yeah, I mean, and then with AI you can generate networks and you can do a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it is really a skill that can be used in any industry, which is very important.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that is what I recommend. I mean, I got into Fabric by accident. So and then
Yes.
because I want to improve things, and then I build the operator, and then I got some clients. But right now, Fabric, I mean, is if there are companies using it that are not talking about, I'm sure about that, and I don't think there are many new companies
Using
trying
Hyperledger Fabric.
entering now the space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe in 2025 with in the USA with Trump, or I don't know, anything can happen. But my perspective, because I had X amount of clients before, and then I have less. So that is what I'm noticing.
So, how much do you make every single month as an entrepreneur?
I cannot say. I cannot say. No, this is private. I mean,
So you're doing a job right now, or you're doing a freelancing or anything else?
yeah, I'm doing multiple companies right now. So,
Okay.
well, one is Gala Games, which
Okay.
I'm sure you know, but apart from that, there are other companies that, but basically it's Hyperledger Fabric also.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
Hyperledger Fabric networks. And I also I'm looking for more clients right now because I think I have some time in order to have more clients. So,
Okay.
but on the other side, I mean, I'm developing some projects. One project is like a mini cloud in Rust, like a Vercel, but self-hosted.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you know Vercel.
No, no, I don't know really.
Vercel, where you can deploy Next.js applications.
Okay. I
But you
should
know,
know about it.
yeah, you should know. It's like a cloud to
Okay.
deploy like web applications. So
Okay.
the Vercel.com. I just send it to you.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like an
Vercel.
application.
Yeah, I know Vercel. I know Vercel.
Vercel.
I used it to create a React template.
The So I'm doing like Vercel but self-hosted with the ability to deploy applications in a given server and have multiple versions of the same application, being able to roll back to previous versions, etc. So
Okay.
that is one project that I'm doing.
So you're working with Vercel and Hyperledger
No,
Fabric,
no,
right?
with
Right now?
Vercel, no. I'm not working. I'm doing like
Projects.
like a project that is like what Vercel does.
Okay. Got it.
Uh, I don't.
So
Yeah.
so tell me about this thing. What is the difference between you posted it on your Twitter account? What is the difference between software developer and software architect? Can you just quote me the differences?
Software developer. I think software developers. I think that profession is going to disappear. To be honest, because
Yeah.
just coding,
Mm.
I don't think this will be very useful because right now the AI can do it.
Yeah.
So an architect, and I think is glorified the architect because usually architects are people who make diagrams and specify how the applications will work, but most of the architects don't code.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about maybe 70%, 80%. They don't code. They don't build real applications. So I think it's when you are defining an application, you should be able to know the parts that are on the when developing the problems that they are going to have and how to architect them. So, but basically, you learn to be a software architect by building applications. So, and this is how I learned. So there is, if you, there are two ways. The way I did it was you build applications and then you need a database and you need a cache where some data needs to be stored, and then maybe you need Kafka in order to publish a message
Process
and
real-time
consume
data.
it,
Yeah.
and have some background task
Yeah.
processing. So this is architecture. At the end, is defining how the application should work.
Yeah.
So what happens is that there are architectures that are easier and others that are harder. If you are developing for a bank, it will be harder than if you are developing for yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's the only difference. So I think software developer is someone who can only develop a task. So they are assigned a task and they need to do some feature and they do it. But an architect is the one that knows
Design the whole
the
architecture of the application and do the stuff to.
designs everything and is able to also, well, not all architects do it, but is able to also break down the tasks that are needed. And I think the gap between the architect and the developers are disappearing because at the end one person can do everything.
Yeah. And with AI, the productivity boosters, and with AI, the task which is done by 10 people now be efficiently done with one person in the company, right?
Yeah, that is right now there are not been many layoffs, but that is what will happen. The person using AI and spending a lot on AI will be able to make a lot more, will be able to be more productive than the rest. I mean, currently I think that the best tool is Cursor. I don't know if you use it.
Yeah. I used it to build some apps.
I use it daily. I mean, with the composer, you are able to just say what you want. But the problem with Cursor is that if you want to make it, if you want to be as efficient as possible, you need to know really
Yeah, the
what
basics
to
of
tell.
the things, right?
No, what to tell the AI.
Yeah, the
Because not everything is
prompting it.
possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you tell him make an application that has these features, I don't think it will be able to do it in one step, which is called one shot. So maybe you need to guide it and have some steps in the middle.
So have you used V0?
Yeah, I also have V0, but I prefer Cursor, to be honest. I mean, you pass an image
Yeah.
of the component that you want, and then it creates the component like that.
I use V0 for the front end and Cursor for the back end.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Cursor for everything.
Yeah, you're a Cursor fan then.
Yeah. I mean, V0, I have it. I have the subscription, but I don't find it so much useful, to be honest. It's slow.
Yeah.
It's
So,
it's
so
slow. Yeah.
if you tell people, sorry, I'll tell it this way. So, if people want to get the job in the software industry, especially in the development or architecture industry, what skills do they need to learn in order to get a job or start a business or build something else?
You mean to get a job in software engineering right now? Or
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
software?
yeah.
I think, you can learn a lot, or you can see a lot of YouTube videos, etc. But just build things. Try to build
Yeah, yeah,
things. Try to have ideas and then try to implement them.
yeah.
Paul,
Okay.
about the concepts. If you don't have the concept, then ask people like, hey, what am I doing wrong? What can I improve from this thing that I built? And they can also ask it on Twitter or to other people. It doesn't need to be close friends. So just have an idea and then try to implement it
Yeah,
as soon as possible, and then have another idea and then do the same. Because at the end, what people want, what business want, is people that can achieve things.
yeah,
So, so at the end of the day, that you need to make some choices.
yeah.
Some choices. In this case, what language will you learn in order to achieve this? In my case, I will say Next.js. Because it's the easiest to start with. But also on the side, you need to, while you develop your projects, what you want to achieve, you need to also make some proof of concepts.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
otherwise, you lose a lot of parts. Because you can make an Next.js application, deploy it in Vercel, but there is a lot going on, and you need to understand what is going on behind the scenes. For
Yeah.
example, Vercel provisions a certificate using Let's Encrypt automatically. You need to learn about certificates. Maybe you need to provision manually a certificate in order to know the whole process. And
Okay.
if something goes wrong, to be able to debug it. So there is a lot of hidden knowledge that is needed. For example, about network protocols. I don't recommend learning this at the start, but you need to eventually get to know and understand what is going on behind the scenes. How does HTTP work? How does HTTP2 work? How does gRPC work? How does Quick, which is the protocol that is based on HTTP3 work.
Okay.
So all of these parts, and I recommend. I think one is not from India, but is from Bahrain. Hassan Nasser. He's a really good guy. He's on YouTube,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I found him on YouTube. Give me a
he
minute.
has like really deep dive videos.
Okay.
So I recommend it a lot. I used to go on walks listening to that guy.
Do
So
you consume his content a lot?
from time to time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it depends.
So he's a go-to guy to learn about software engineering.
And about architecture and the way he makes the videos is very interesting because he learns as he does the video. So
Okay.
it's not like he teaches you to do something. It's like, let's discover this. He has obviously something prepared,
Okay.
but you can learn a lot by
Yeah.
listening to this guy. He has maybe he sees a post about some company that switched to MySQL
Okay.
and improved efficiency by a lot. And he explains why this happens. And there are some open points because Hassan doesn't know everything, but
Okay. So one thing I want to ask is people here, people all over the world, maybe I am thinking this, learn how to code, but they don't learn how to deploy that, and after deploying, managing that product or uh, software. And also people use Windows a lot, but the company uses Linux a lot. And you have mentioned in Twitter also, but in India, almost no engineer, some of them learn Linux, how to learn how to do things in Linux, but most of the students in India don't learn Linux. How much it is important to learn Linux in the software
a,
industry?
a lot. I switched from Windows to Linux well, it was one day and I was tired of things not working on Windows, and then I switched to Ubuntu. And you have problems, but these problems will eventually be there anyway.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot by having an Ubuntu desktop and it's like I have Mac right now. I have Apple,
Okay.
but if I don't have the money to have a Mac OS, well, in this case I have a Mac Studio, I
Okay.
will stick with Ubuntu.
Yeah.
So it was faster
Mm.
than Mac,
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
especially because you can build a super PC
Mm.
for
Mm.
1.5K, something like that. You can build a super
1.5K
PC.
dollars.
Yeah, something like that. I
Mm.
mean, and this is a super PC.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Maybe you can get like 128 gigabyte of RAM
Yeah. Yeah.
because you need a lot of RAM
Yeah. Yeah.
to be able to be fast and to,
Mm.
for example, I don't close Chrome tabs. I just
Even I
open
don't
them.
close my laptop, and I'll be running Premiere Pro, all the editing softwares and all the coding
Yeah.
software also.
Well, then, but in that case, you need a lot of RAM and a lot of
Yeah.
compute.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that saves you time, and in the end,
Mm.
at the end, time
Mm.
is time is
Yeah.
something that you cannot get back.
Mm.
And also, when something takes a long time to execute, you
Mm.
lose focus.
Mm. Yeah.
Because if something takes 20 seconds to execute, maybe you switch to another tab and then you get into Twitter or YouTube, or you start another task, and
Mm.
then 15 minutes later, then you remember that that task finished or something like that. So
Yeah.
at the end, if you are able to
Mm.
have a smooth process
Mm.
while developing and not have any
Mm.
distractions, this will
Mm.
be better for you and you will be
Yeah.
able to complete your work faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just do it for that. I have the maximum run that I can have,
Mm.
and it's the best investment that you can do.
Yeah.
Because
Buying
in
a
the
good
India,
laptop is the best investment I did in my life.
well, I don't like the laptops, to be honest, because they are
Mm.
more expensive than desktop. If you need
Okay.
to go to the office, I understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you are at home,
Mm.
then buying a desktop,
Mm.
and
Okay.
you can build something
Mm.
uh, really good. So with a lot of RAM and a lot of CPU, and
Okay.
so
So I prefer laptop over desktop because I can able to put it on my bag and I can go, I can
yeah,
work wherever and what. It's really flexible working on a laptop. But if you are working from home or doing freelancing, it's a great option to switch to desktop because it's give more computation, more RAM in an affordable price, right?
yeah, and also you are able to have multiple screens. So for
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
I
yeah.
have 4 screens.
Hmm.
So and this improves the productivity by a lot. Having four
Yeah,
screens
yeah.
is ideal.
Mm.
Or having two is good, but four is crazy good.
Mm.
So
So even I use in my laptop both Ubuntu and Windows. You know how?
using the dual boot, no?
Yeah, 12 bit.
Uh,
Most people don't know about it. You can use both Windows and Ubuntu if you are student and as come as developer. If you want to learn about Ubuntu, try learn in Visual. First, I learned in by what I did was I installed VMware. I create a virtual vision of Ubuntu. Then I learned a bit about Ubuntu. Then I dual booted it.
yeah, yeah, that's a great way. I mean, I did the same. So
Hmm.
uh, I did it because I needed to
Hmm.
uh, play some games, but it's the same. So I mean, it's a great way to have like one PC, but for both.
Okay.
So totally recommend that. But I
Yeah.
mean, Ubuntu is
Mhm.
the problem is that people developing Windows and then the
Mm.
code that they produce runs
Mm.
on Linux.
Mhm.
So it's good to have the same environment as you will have in production,
Yeah.
because you are able to reproduce a lot of things
Mm.
just by being in Ubuntu in this
Yeah.
case. So that helped me a lot. And then almost nothing fails that has dependencies with native
Mm.
libraries,
Yeah.
OpenSSL, etc. So I think with Windows, so people develop for Linux and then for Windows.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't develop for
When
Windows.
I'm when I'm working with Kubernetes, there is no proper, I mean, the tools are actually designed for Linux, right? Then they look out for other Mac and Windows. When I was working on Kubernetes, I was so irritated because some tools are available for Windows and some are not. While I'm deploying the bevel operator, it was
Yeah.
so tough to me to run in the Windows. Then I dual booted it and I did it. So what do you think about future of the blockchain?
Oof, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I think what I told you, I mean, hybrid is
Mm,
needs
mm,
to be the
mm.
future, and
Yeah,
mm, it needs to be easier
yeah.
to, because you are an intern, you're working for a company right now, or
No, I left the job. I'm just doing YouTube and reading some books.
okay, yeah, but you
Yeah.
are studying at the side, no? You're
No?
studying. You're
Yes.
studying right now.
Yeah, I'm studying right now. I'm engineering
Okay.
student. What did you study?
No, the same computer science, but I studied after
Mm.
getting into work, so it was a bit
It's very
different.
crazy to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I did like there is two levels. There is the bachelor's degree, and there is something that you can do,
Yeah.
which most companies ask for.
Mm.
And I don't know how to translate it because it's something
Okay.
from Spain. But I did the first part, which is two
Mm.
years,
Mm.
and then I was able to work, and then I did the bachelor's degree.
Great.
But the bachelor's degree, to be honest, it didn't
Mm.
taught me a lot.
Okay.
So
Tell me a bit about Spain, how the things work in Spain, the how students, what students study actually in Spain. People in India, most of the people in India, like 18, 19, they go for engineering,
yeah,
specifically in computer science and electronics.
all of them, almost all of them.
Almost all of the students in India choose engineering, and that too in computer science itself. Because I also believe that, so IT is the only industry that is producing a lot of jobs and
Yeah,
that has a lot of money. No other industry like manufacturing and electrics or something else, some other industry, fashion or something, these industries are not providing as much jobs as IT providing. See,
yeah.
from the last decade, from the last 25 years, IT has been producing a lot of jobs, right?
The,
Yeah.
I mean, in Spain, there is not much of that.
Okay.
So people are not getting into
Mhm.
computer science. In fact, it's one of the careers that have the
Okay.
less
Mhm.
required qualification to join
Okay.
because not many people are getting into that.
Okay.
I mean, you need, I think,
Mhm.
a six over 10
Mhm.
to join computer science. So
Wow.
I mean, I don't recommend to take computer to go to the university, to be honest, right now with
Okay.
AI and everything, because
Okay.
in 4 years we're not going to recognize
Mm.
this industry. So maybe in 2015 it was good, but
Mm.
right now, I mean, with everything changing, I think you
Mm.
just need to get up to speed. Treat
Mm. Mm.
ChatGPT as if it's
Mm.
your teacher
Mm.
and tell them to explain you things, explain you concepts, be
Yeah.
curious uh,
Mm.
about everything. Because before you needed to go to the
Mm.
maybe to someone that did that thing. If we're talking about architecture and about
Mm.
Hyperledger Fabric, you can or about blockchain, you can ask AI why
Mm.
these things, why some things are the way they are,
Mm.
and try to find alternatives. And you can have
Yeah.
a conversation like if you're talking with someone else, but you're talking with AI.
Mm.
So that is a great way to learn also.
Yeah.
So I mean, university there are some, for example, there was some subject which is
Mm.
for graphs
Okay.
and statistics. This
Okay.
was really good, but these
Mm.
are two subjects out of I mean
Mm.
40,
Mhm.
so not many. But I think just but the problem in India is that maybe they require you to have some qualifications, right, in order
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get to the job. Or
No, no, no. IT is a biggest job producer is in India. So that's why
But
people,
they require you to have like a bachelor's degree or something in
yeah,
order
they
to
require a bachelor's degree.
every company, no? There is not.
Yeah, every company asks for, but some of the FANG companies and big four companies doesn't require any degree sort of things. They just need
Yeah.
skills. In fact, uh, one of the kid in India who is 19 years old has an offer from Solana, and he took it. He don't even have a degree. He just came out of intermediate, which is plus one and plus two, and he
Plus one
plus
and
one
plus two. What is that?
after what is your schooling look like? I mean, high
Well,
school.
there is from 6 to 12 years
Okay,
old,
yeah,
from 12 to 16th, and
yeah,
from 16th to 18th, and then university.
yeah. So he left while he was 12. He studied 12 and he left the education. He just
Wow.
learned Solana, and
Yeah.
he got really good big offer from Solana. I mean, he was the early developers in Solana blockchain. He's
Wow.
from India, and there is one kid also, Priyanshu, who is a AR/VR developer. Meta offered him 18 lakhs per month offer, and he rejected it. No, no, no. It's 200K dollar per
Yeah.
year.
Per year. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
a lot. I mean, what is the cost of living there in India?
it's really cheap in India.
Yeah.
You can live out
So
with a very minimum amount. If you are earning in dollars, it is way easier to live in India,
why?
because
Because of
the
the
cost
exchange.
of living here is very very low, because the resources here are very high. The food is very cheap here.
Yeah.
The rental is very cheap here. The rent of the house is very cheap here, with compared to US, UK, and these countries. The
Mm.
cost of living is very cheap here. What is in Spain? How does this work in Spain?
Depends. I mean, depends on the city. Uh,
Okay,
but it's a lot. It's a lot, especially in Madrid, Barcelona. I mean,
okay.
the rent, I don't know what can be there. Well, how much can you in a good city?
1K dollars, sorry.
Easily. I mean,
I'll
in Madrid, in the center, it can be two.
Yeah.
It depends how much you want to spend. So, and where you want to live. So,
No, no, no. Even in
you have
India, depends on the city.
yeah, in a good city. I mean,
Yeah,
a good rent that you say, okay, yeah,
yeah.
I'm like a king here. What is the cost of a rental property that it's very good in India?
Uh, for 1 BHK, you know about 1 BHK, 2 BHK, and 3 BHK?
No.
So 1 BHK is one hall, one kitchen, one bedroom.
What? Okay, and two
And
is
2
two
means two
bedrooms.
bedrooms, one hall, and one
Okay,
kitchen.
okay, and three bedrooms and yeah,
3 BHK means 3 bedroom. So I'll
okay,
tell you
okay,
the cost of the major city in India is Bangalore, which is where
yeah,
all the IT companies exist.
mm,
I'll tell you their rent is about, for 2 BHK it's about
yeah.
uh, $1,000 per month.
$1,000. Oh, so
Yeah,
it's expensive.
it's expensive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like here in a normal city. So, well, if
No,
you
it's
go
not.
to
It's not an Atma city. The big guy stays there.
no, but I mean, it's the rent in Bangalore is like the same as a normal city here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, how is the life in Spain look like?
No, I mean, it looks nice. I mean, good
Hmm.
weather. So the
Hmm.
problem is are the taxes here because the taxes because
Yeah.
they tax you like I
Hmm.
mean 40% easily
Oh,
if
40%
you
is
are in
way
tech.
high, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you are in 20-30K yearly, it is like 30%, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Here in India also there is too much tax, about 30% maybe.
yeah, I mean, depends on the bracket that you are in, because
Yeah.
from 0
Depends.
to until a certain point is 20%.
Mm.
But if you are, imagine 60K per year,
Mm.
they easily 40% goes out.
Oh, that's way too high.
Yeah. I mean, it's in every European city, so
Yeah.
it's what it is. But the weather is good. I mean,
Mm.
and there is any place in India that is like has good weather, because in India it's too
Yeah,
hot.
Bangalore has.
Bangalore. That is why everyone is there, no?
Yeah, you know about Bangalore?
Well, I mean, well, you just told me. I mean, but
Yeah.
I knew a bit about. There is
Bangalore has
Bangalore.
the
There is
best weather.
also Hyperabad, also, no?
Hyderabad also good place, but I used to work there when I was in the internship, but uh, the weather is not that good there. The views, the weather, and everything is good in Bangalore.
Because Bangalore, I'm looking at the map. Well, Bangalore is in the middle of literally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bangalore is usually south states are really good because the
yeah,
weather is very high. I mean, not high. The weather is very good, and uh, people are very motivating there because if you go in a cave and if you sit and you drinking coffee, there will be
yeah,
one startup guy who is raising $1 million and etc etc. You will meet incredible
yeah,
people in Bangalore.
yeah. Wow, interesting. And in the coast, there is not any city that is interesting.
Yeah, in coast there is Chennai, which is
Chennai, yeah, I've seen it
Chennai is
to the
next best
right.
city, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, because I check, and the weather is consistent. I mean,
Mm,
30 degrees maximum in Bangalore,
okay.
no?
No, that is way high, man. Uh,
Well, that is what
about
I'm seeing here.
between 20 and
So
25 is the range.
yeah, no, I mean the maximum, the ma- the
Maximum is
maximum.
30.
Yeah,
Maximum is
and
30.
the minimum 18, so it's very good.
Minimum is
No,
18.
I didn't see. I didn't know. And Chennai is, I think, is will be the same, no?
Chennai is in summer, the heat goes like 40.
Yeah, nice, good. I mean, you have a lot of cities, so I think that in the north it will be
Mm.
way way hot, no? Way more hot.
No. I don't think so.
No,
South states are
no,
like
north,
little
north.
north. Yeah. I'm telling about that. South the states are some bit cool, and the north is I don't know exactly because I wasn't there. I don't jet the climate. Yeah, I'll ask you a few more questions which I am interested in. So
Okay.
so I was working on Kubernetes, blockchain technologies, Hyperledger technologies. This is my personal question. So I'm just fed up of these technologies and I want to switch industries. So which is the next best industry to go in? Because I was tired of looking my laptop 9 to 5. Uh,
Yeah.
so is there any alternative technologies other than development and etc.?
Well, AI, I think AI and also building agents that can
Hmm.
automate your work. So think about your work and think what can be automated using AI,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
then you have a non-ending project there. So because everything is you can improve it, and at
Yeah.
the end
Mhm.
there are businesses exist because they want to provide value to the customers.
Yeah.
So think about that. Think about how
Mm.
you can provide value to the customers.
Mm.
Whatever are the customers, maybe your customers are developers, but
Mm.
learning for learning
Mm.
doesn't
Mm.
get you anywhere.
Mm.
You know, you need to learn in order to solve a problem.
Yeah.
So and that is a big question. I mean, what problem do I solve? You will be asking, no? So I mean, you need to, I don't
Mm.
know. I mean, get ideas on Twitter, or if you are focused on development, then you can make some tool in order to, I don't know, to make test, to create test
Mm.
automatically using AI. for an application in order to test it end to end,
Mm.
generating tests automatically, etc. So there are a lot of ideas that you can take and implement. And this is if you are a developer, but
Okay.
at the end, I think everyone is going to be a freelance or to
Yeah.
be like in a gig world like Fiverr or
Yeah.
Upwork,
Yeah.
where when they hire you for because they have a need.
Yeah.
So, but at the end, you also need a way to make money. So you cannot focus on your projects
Yeah.
all the time.
Mm.
And this is a problem that I had. I left the job in 2017. I spent 3 years making projects, but at the end,
Yeah.
I needed to go back to work.
Mm.
I couldn't keep building projects because it's also not very healthy to
Mm.
stay a long time uh, failing, let's say. So
Mm.
you need to get some money, and also in the companies,
Mm.
you know, you get to know the problems and you get
Mm.
to solve them. If you are
Mm.
skilled enough, you can solve them, and then that can give you more skills,
Mm.
and then maybe the problems that the company has
Mm.
exist in other companies, and then you
Mm.
can go freelance,
Mm.
which is what I did. So you go for
Mm.
one company, you solve the problems of that company, they pay you to solve these problems. But then,
Mm.
if a lot of people have this problem, then you can uh,
Mm.
help
Yeah.
the amount of people that you can, of course.
Mm.
So, but at the end, you need to solve. You need to look for problems
Yeah.
that exist, and not problems that are like small problems, like big problems.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, for example, how does an intern know
Mm.
what to learn or
Yeah.
what to develop? What is the roadmap? Maybe you can
Mm.
do an application about uh,
Mm.
someone puts there what they want to do, and then you can build a roadmap automatically using AI. That is an
Mm.
idea, and then you are
Mm.
providing value to the students, and maybe they are able to pay something. I don't know, but you solve problems and you build that muscle,
Yeah.
and then that is what I will do. It's hard,
Mm.
but
Mm.
I don't think there is any other way.
Yeah. So, so what do you love other than programming and coding? What are the things in your daily life that you love other than programming and all?
Well, there are seasons. So I mean, I love cars, so I love racing. So Formula One and all of this.
Mm. Mm.
You know about Formula One or not?
Yeah, it's a car race, right?
So I have a simulator also at home, and I
Mm.
also drive in the video
You
games.
play the game of F1?
Yeah, for fun. I mean,
Yeah.
so e-racing, Assetto
Mm.
Corsa,
Mm.
all of these games, and then exercise, which I think helps a lot
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah. I think
in
you
every
have
aspect.
lost so much weight in your Twitter profile. You are like, you have some chubby face, and you are now. When I watch you,
Yeah,
man, he's so fit. I've seen him
I
Twitter with a chubby face. Now he has a very fit face. I was like, man,
I lost 7 or 8 kilograms, so
yeah,
I mean not
doing
a lot.
exercise.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Eating good also.
Mm.
You need to. I mean, eating good also
Mm.
keeps you sharper
Yeah.
and gives you. You have more attention. You are faster. You can take better decisions. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if I eat sugar all day or eat very bad and I don't have any habits, I know
Mm.
I get to notice it because
Mm.
I'm more tired and
Mm.
I'm not sharp as I used to be. So it helps a
Mm.
lot having
Mm.
this. And I think I mean, in India, it's common not to do exercise also, or it's not.
Not so. People have these big fat stomachs in India.
Yeah, well, that is something to solve. Well, you have a problem there to solve
Yeah.
also.
Uh,
So,
even I don't exercise regularly. I do it for 2 months and I skip it.
yeah. I do it for the mind more than the
Mm.
body,
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
helps you
Even I
to.
started doing because my mind was way sharper and focused when I'm exercising. Uh, exercise and gymming is not only for body; it's mainly for mental and the brain
Yeah,
and for brain. I just recently just recently has habituated to running and exercise.
yeah. I mean, that's something that I didn't used to do it in the
Mm.
past. I didn't used to
Okay.
exercise. I
Mm.
mean, from time to time, but not at this
Mm.
level. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean, it is a very good. I mean, if
Mm.
you only work and if you only program, but then you do exercise, you will be better at programming, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Do you know David Goggins?
Yeah, I know.
You
I know
know?
it. I know it. Yeah, great guy.
So, so whenever I don't go for run these days, I remember David Goggins,
Yeah,
his quote, and whenever I'm not able to wake up from the bed to go for run, uh, I remember his quote: "You are the
yeah,
purpose of your life.
yeah,
Get up, buddy, and go for run."
yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's a great motivator.
Yeah, yeah. He is a
And
biggest motivator
he's
for
a
me.
beast. He's a beast.
Yeah, he's a
So
very good beast.
yeah, and I mean there is also one guy, but this for business is called Alex Ormosi. Do you know?
Ah, yeah, yeah, I know him. He built
Yeah.
gyms, right? He
Well,
built.
right now he sold that. So he
Okay,
he sold that company, but right now
okay.
he released a book. He's really great guy, and
Yeah,
does a lot of content on YouTube.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I
yeah,
know very little about him. I know very good about David Goggins. So, what
yeah.
are the podcasts that you listen every day?
I don't have one, to be honest. I mean,
Hmm?
I just listen to music and I do stuff. So
Okay. You know
um,
Enrique Iglesias?
no, he's
Enrique
from
Iglesias is Spanish singer?
somewhere from. Well, but he's not a podcaster.
No, 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 he's not podcaster.
Yeah, yeah, Enrique Iglesias. Yeah, he's a singer here.
Yeah, he's a singer. I
Yeah,
love his music. I love his songs, man. I just
yeah.
go and dance for his songs. Tonight I'm loving you and Bailando. What is the meaning of
Ah,
Bailando?
dancing,
Dancing. Okay.
dancing. Yeah. Well, you have listened to Enrique Iglesias more than I
Hmm.
than I
Hmm?
than I have done in my entire life. Yeah. I mean, just. I mean, but it's great. I mean, you put the headphones and you get into the flow
Hmm.
mode, and then you
Hmm.
can start doing a lot of things. So
Hmm.
uh, I think music helps, and
Yeah.
well, but do you understand anything, or do you understand anything about the songs? A word,
No, I
maybe.
don't. I don't understand anything, but I just vibe for the songs.
Yeah, it happens to me. I mean, there are some songs that are on foreign
Yeah.
language. I don't know. I mean, right now I don't listen to foreign language, but
Hmm.
yeah, they have the right the rhythm, don't know how to pronounce it, but they have like this bass and that you are
Hmm.
able to
Hmm.
to to, to be in a good place when you listen to it.
Yeah. Got it. So, do
Because
you
it's like,
have any plans to come to India just to visit?
well, I mean, to be honest, I think I wouldn't know where to go. Maybe Bangalore is a good place, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's so big and
Hmm.
I see the videos, about the traffic,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be there.
No.
So
You just come for come for the sake of chilling and all. Uh, take some money here, and I'll give a great company here because
the,
places here have a story. Places here have is it is incredible to just roll out in India because you have a lot of people, lot of different cultures, lot of different places to visit, and cool people. There are tech people, there are finance people, there are just tribal people. There are good places. Just once in a while come to India, and it will be your best trip forever.
But do you recommend to going to Bangalore or?
Yeah, I superly recommend coming to Bangalore because you have a great knowledge in tech. You can find out a
Yeah,
job, or you can do freelancing gigs also. It's a great thing to do. You'll come, just come for 1 week or 1 month, just to chill out. Make some connections in Bangalore. You can do the remote work also.
yeah, yeah. Sure. I mean, we think about it. I mean, I have plans to go to San Francisco. So
Yeah, I have a very big dream of going to San Francisco.
yeah, maybe next year. I mean, I will go, but
You are going
I
to San
need
Francisco?
maybe
Yeah.
I need to plan it very well.
Just go out and make some connections, talk to people.
Yeah.
So there is a big influencer called in India. He's 23-year-old. Search in on YouTube. Ishan Sharma.
How can you write it down? Because
Yeah, okay. Ishan Sharma. He's just 23-year-old. He makes about 300k dollars, $300k per month.
yeah, but doing products, building software products, or
Yeah, he has a company called Market Up. He do content creation for companies in USA, and
yeah.
he's also a content creator on YouTube.
Wow. Yeah, I think your, I mean the what I will do if I were, I mean I'm doing the same, but if what I will do if I were in India is to
Hmm.
work for US
Companies.
companies because yeah, for
Yeah,
US
yeah, yeah,
companies that is the best play.
yeah.
So I totally, I mean, I totally agree. But what is the name of that guy? I mean, can you spell it out or send
I'll
it to
I'll
me
I'll
on?
send it. I'll send it.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that are. I mean, I think that I was thinking also about doing some YouTube videos also
Yeah.
about about
So
that.
watch him. You will be amazed how cool he is. He's just 23. He's made in life. Yeah, really, man. Watch him.
And he's from the Bengaluru.
No,
He's
he has office in Bangalore. He's from Maharashtra, Indore.
yeah. No, but he says I'm 23-year-old living in Bengaluru.
Yeah, he's Bangalore guy, but his office in Bangalore. He bought and born up in Indore.
In indoor.
Yeah, Indore is another city in India.
Ah, okay. Okay. I thought it was indoor or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a
Indoor
great
is
guy.
better.
Indore, I don't know much about Indore. I know about Bangalore because it's the coolest city in India.
Yeah. No, I will research about that. I mean,
Yeah, come to
I
Bangalore.
go
Yeah,
to Bangalore. Yeah. No, we will check. I mean, I need to do a lot of stuff before.
yeah.
So you're doing videos like yourself.
Yeah, I'm doing videos on cybersecurity, blockchain, and AR/VR just to educate people who studies in engineering, who studies 12th, 11th, and for those people. So here in India, it's all about uh, computer science mostly.
Yeah.
So people go for Java. They don't know anything about these things, computer networks. They do engineering, but they skip the classes, they bunk the classes, and go to parties and like that stuff. They go to trips. So
Yeah.
here, education is something that neglected. Academics are neglected. There is some people who acquire skills like so blockchain is going very rapidly, right? They
Yeah.
learn some people learn blockchain, some people learn AR/VR, and there are some people who are dedicated. Most of the people are like skipping classes, going to trips.
Yeah.
After the engineering they decide what to do in life.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Because I haven't. I mean, at the end, the degree doesn't make you. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like learning how to play an instrument
Mm.
by
Yeah.
by reading like partitures. So it doesn't
Yeah.
work like that. So you need to
Mm.
like do applications and build application and be active, you know, because the patterns and everything they teach to you doesn't make sense if you don't know the basics.
Yeah.
So I think everyone should know in the first class of computer science to build a website, for example, which is something that
Is building
easy.
websites is a really good thing in 2025? I don't think so. There are way better no code apps that can make websites.
I mean, what I mean is that most people should like the first thing that they should do when they get
Yeah.
to computer science is at least build a website by themselves. Because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah.
that there are people that are in the third year that don't know how to build a website, no?
Yeah, I'll tell you a story. So there was this guy who was my senior. He was fourth year. I mean, uh, he was final year of engineering. He was in
Was
final year of engineering,
okay.
computer science itself. He don't know how to connect HTML page and CSS.
Yeah, that's it. So
That's a funny story. We used to laugh.
yeah,
Uh,
I
so
mean,
people in India are not focused in education because they want to chill life. After engineering, they'll go like Java course and they do Python course, which is uh, very old, right? There are too many technologies that are currently in trend, like Solidity, blockchain, AR, VR, so C hash. Uh, there are a lot of different things like DevOps, AI, and a lot of the different things that is going on in the industry. And they still go and learn Java, Python, and these things. I know that is a good thing to do, but the industry is way too far than Java and Python, right?
yeah, you have databases. I mean, you need
Yeah,
to solve a problem. So
yeah.
if you go from that,
Mm,
you will understand everything. You need to
yeah.
solve a problem, and a problem is not solved, but
Mm,
by knowing what the language
yeah.
is solved by having a database that you need to
Mm,
store data, having
mm,
maybe an API for which is uh, more important, and it will be more important
yeah.
as we progress because there are other
Mm,
systems that need to connect with you and they may not
mm,
want to do it via the interface. They may want
mm,
an API with an API key and that's it. So there is a lot more than just
yeah.
Java, and I think it happens the same here.
Mm,
And in every computer science, they teach you outdated stuff.
syllabus, yes.
So uh, because you, I mean, there are things that you need to learn
Mm,
because it's information that is useful in order to understand how things work. But
mm,
I prefer like a top to bottom approach rather than a
mm,
bottom to top. So top to
mm,
bottom means that you start by doing applications and then you
mm,
understand things along the way. And
mm,
bottom to top, it means that you start by understanding like the binary stuff,
mm, mm.
and then you progress through C, and then you learn Java, and then you learn
Operating
other
system,
stuff.
computer networks,
Yeah,
databases.
I
Yeah.
I didn't care about that when I started. I just care about
Mm,
the things that needed to be displayed in the screen.
yeah.
And then later you have time to focus
Yeah.
on
Yeah. Yeah.
on the operating system and
Mm,
all of that stuff. But it's top to bottom, not bottom to top approach, which is better.
mm,
So, but that is how I learned. So, I mean,
yeah.
it's like it's more complex to learn it
Yeah.
that way because
Mm,
you don't understand anything. So you need to like understand the minimum that
mm,
can give you like the opportunity to solve the problem and then be very specific about what to learn.
yeah.
For example, in C sharp, which you call it C hash, no?
Yeah. C
Or
hash. Yeah.
well, we call it C sharp, and
Mm,
Isla has a library, LinkU. You know it?
okay. No, I don't know
LinkU?
about that. No.
Well, it's a library, and you can. It's like Lodas for JavaScript, You know lodas?
Okay. Yogas.
Lodas? Lodas.
No, I don't know.
LOD. Well, it's a library for modifying strings, arrays, list.
Okay.
And then you can do sort bys and order
Mm,
and group
mm,
bys, etc. So
okay.
there was a library that you connected it to SQL, and
Okay.
then using like plain programming language, behind the scenes you generate the SQL. I was
Mm,
using that, but I didn't know about
mm,
what was SQL,
mm.
and I was using SQL, but
Okay.
I only knew that I needed
Mm,
to use that.
mm,
I needed to say that I want to group by this field,
mm,
and
mm,
then get the data and then display it in the UI.
mm.
And this is how I survived the first year.
Okay.
So, but then you start to learn things. You start to learn what is SQL,
Mm,
what are databases. There are
mm.
multiple databases.
Okay.
Which one is better? It depends on
Mm.
the use case. So it's like I said, a top to bottom approach.
So, how do you learn all of this? I mean, learning technologies. Do you see in YouTube? Do you see docs? Do you see any blogs or something else?
No, I just have ideas and try to implement them. So
So, if you want to learn technologies, for example, if you want to learn how databases works, so if you want to learn how TypeScript is being developed, so
I don't
learning
learn it.
language.
I
Okay.
mean, if it doesn't help me to build
Mm,
better
mm,
applications
yeah.
and ship faster, I
Mm,
don't learn it at all.
okay.
Now, if I want to make a project about a database, if I want to develop a database, which at the time I don't know, if I
Mm,
want to develop a database, then
mm,
uh, I will learn about that, but I
okay.
learn it on demand,
Okay.
not because it's the same as computer science.
Mm,
They teach you a lot of stuff that you don't use, and that is what you're
okay.
trying to eliminate. You just want
Mm,
to do one thing, you learn what is specific to that, and then
mm,
you build it.
okay.
And then you learn to know what you're missing,
Okay.
because knowing what you don't know but you should know
Mm,
is one skill that is important.
okay.
So at the end is having an idea. You have an idea. You have, for example, I knew that building an operator was a good a good project to do, because it made deploying networks more efficient, faster, secure, etc.
Okay.
So
Mm,
I learned how to create operator,
mm,
a Kubernetes operator. But it's not the other way. It's not that I learn for fun and
okay.
then
Mm,
I use it. So I don't know if I explain myself good enough, but
yeah. Got it. Got it.
yeah.
So, one personal question: what students in Spain uh, are really into? Is that finance? Is that economics? Is that psychology?
It's very diverse. So I
Mm,
mean, there is not the one. It's not
mm,
like in India that you have
mm,
like
mm,
one that everyone goes to computer science.
okay.
There are doctors, there are
Mm,
psychology,
mm,
computer science, not so much.
okay.
So
What about the
I
IT
mean,
companies in Spain?
there are. I mean, I haven't worked for any, so I cannot say.
Okay.
So, but there is a well, Accenture, but Accenture is a global company, so
Okay.
there are many companies in Spain
Mm,
but
mm,
we are not
mm.
very good at creating technological companies.
No,
I
you
mean,
guy, you built a bevel operator, man.
yeah, but
And
I'm
you,
not. I'm not
huh?
Spain. I'm not a company. I mean, I'm just a guy. So
Mm,
I think you were talking about companies
okay.
that were. I
So,
mean, we have everything. So there is a lot of tourists here. So
okay.
many people go into
Mm.
building restaurants. And
What is the highest level of job here in Spain?
what do you mean?
I mean, here it is government jobs like IAS, IPS, which is a police job. Then after that, IT. I mean, which pays you the highest salary?
I don't know. But public in the government, you mean?
Yeah,
Or I don't know. I mean, I don't look at that. So, I mean, maybe the president or I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the highest salary will be in the private sector, but
Okay.
the public sector I try to not see much because
In the private
it's
sector?
no, the public sector I try to not see much about that because
Okay.
it's a nightmare here, the government.
Okay.
So yeah, I honestly don't know about the salaries in
Okay.
the salaries in the public sector. Well, it was a good podcast, or
Yeah, we talked a lot.
what?